Hello and welcome to Not Every Single. I'm Joe.
And I'm Stephanie.
Today we're going to do something a little different. Talk about an artist without any sort of context because I don't know any context.
We've done that before.
I guess we've done it before, but usually I look up something.
Okay.
I listen to maybe the surrounding material.
Yeah.
Or read the Wikipedia, something. In this case, Ellie Goulding. I know nothing about. I've never heard their music, but we just listened to Like a Saviour, new single from last week.
Brand new single.
And I loved it. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, you were the one who suggested. I listened to this and liked it. And I don't know why I didn't bring it up to you. You just happened to listen to it also.
Yeah, I was just listening to New Music Friday, and it instantly caught my attention. Some really cool production stuff we're going to talk about. And I kind of wanted to leave it up to you guys. What should we check out of Ellie Goulding? Is there an album that's a standout? Are there certain songs we should check out? But here's what I thought of Like a Saviour. First of all, bass synth, amazing.
Okay, yeah.
Really great synth patch. It comes in right after this sort of distant piano in the next room at the Overlook Hotel kind of sound. Mm-hmm. And that sounds sort of very retro.
Yeah.
And then you get a modern sounding bass synth come in. Mm-hmm. And that sort of sums up how I felt about this song, which is retro but fresh, which I always appreciate.
Yeah, because, I'm getting a little tired sometimes of the full on retroness of some things. I know there's a lot of people who weren't around for the time of the original things, and certainly for the 70s, that's true for me. But looking back at 90s and 2000s type of stuff, it's if there's absolutely no step forward or mixing, then I'm just, well, what's the point of doing this? So yeah, I was clicking through New Music Friday too that time, and I was just not vibing on nothing that was popping up.
Really?
Yeah. I would just go,
slow week.
This one, yeah. And just everything I listened to was just kind of so it was really nice to have something like this stand out and be really strong, and still a pop dance song.
Yeah. We talked about it a little bit in our Rebecca Black video last week,
right?
Which is appreciating when something can sound a little throwback, sound a little retro, but through production techniques or other modern trends, just keep it fresh, and that it's not a full, it's not just, hey, it sounds like the 80s and that's the song.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say this to me felt very in line with Flowers, the Miley Cyrus single, number one single in some ways. And to me, this is the direction Miley should be going. Yeah,
I'm curious to hear more singles from the Miley album to see if it's kind of heading that way or not.
This had such a good, strong, dancey, fun groove to it. And Flowers, I do like that song, but I think this one's stronger. I can hear Miley singing this song. I truly can.
That's interesting. It actually reminded me a little of... what's the Dua Lipa song, Got Me in Love Again? What's that one?
Oh, dang. Now I'm having a brain. But
you know what I'm talking about. And I think what is the common factor in the three songs we're talking about right now,
right?
The Dua Lipa song, the Miley Cyrus song, and this Ellie Goulding song is this really strong kick, snare, punchy pattern that's kind of been around since... I want to say Random Access Memories that came out in 2013. Think of something like Instant Crush. Mm-hmm. That really started to bleed into some of the major pop hits of the time. And it's still around just as strong as ever. And I think it's used so well here. That punchy kick, big snare, sort of mid-tempo pattern. Love it.
Yeah. And talking about Miley, I actually opened Plastic Hearts, the album, to see, because I was there's a song this reminds me of. And I think the closest was Prisoner, which has Dua Lipa on it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it is very much in that trend, but it also feels original. It doesn't feel even though I say I can hear Miley singing this, it doesn't feel like Ellie Goulding is in any way being copying something or being derivative.
No, definitely not riding the coattails of that trend. It's more using it in a cool way. And that's what I appreciated about everything in this song. Now, I do have to point out one thing that bugged me.
Okay.
Now, if you watch this channel, you know that sometimes something gets in my head. It's just like this thing that reminds me of another thing, and then it's all I can think about.
That happens to me too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it happens to a lot of people, but for me in this song, when she says, ease my mind, all I could think of was Robert Thomas singing My Life, the better suit your
Smooth.
Santana's Smooth. So weird. And it's like once I heard it, it was like the splinter in my mind, because that's the only time I've heard that mine. And it's like I just, anytime we go shopping, you hear that song, or like some old radio station probably still playing it every hour on the hour.
I think that might have been like the number one like single of all time for a long time.
Unfortunately, you're probably right. Not a fan. Won't be covering Santana's Smooth on this channel. That's about as much as we'll ever talk about that song. So getting back to this, I believe it's from an album called Higher Than Heaven coming out in March.
Ooh.
So I'm excited for more.
And yeah, I'm happy for this kind of cool, fun pop music. I think we have a lot of it coming down the pipeline. Looking forward to it. I think we can all, it's still early in the year. We can all still use some fun to get us through.
There's like a fine line here. I wouldn't lump this in with like the funky, groovy pop hits.
Right.
It's a little more forward with its use of electronics and modern production and cool synth patches and stuff. And that's just enough to nudge me in the direction of like loving it.
Yeah.
I've mentioned on this channel before, I can get a little fatigued when everything sounds like a 70s funky groove thing.
Yeah, me too.
It's been around for a while. It's been going on a while. So something like this, I can really sink my teeth into. I'm excited to hear more. Has she always sounded like this? Is it a new sound for her? I have no idea, no context. Let us know what we should listen to.
Don't be complaining in the comments that we didn't know something about in the past, because we don't know. Listen, the idea of this channel is we don't listen to or know everything, and you don't have to listen to or know everything either to enjoy music.
It's kind of the idea behind the name.
Exactly. And we love your comments, giving us context and giving us information and giving us suggestions. So keep them coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I love when people give me some info, tell me what to listen to next. Sort of helps guide us through people's discographies.
Right.
And that's been really fun on this channel. See, I was positive. You yelled at everybody.
I wasn't yelling. I'm just pointing out.
You were screaming.
Screaming.
All right, we'll see you next time. This is Not Every Single. My name's Joe.
And I'm Stephanie.
Bye.